This recording about post-16 travel to education is part of a series of videos to support young people with additional needs to prepare for adult life. Although young people must remain in education or training until they are 18 years old, a local authority, or LA, does not need to provide free school or college travel for them. However, they must have a travel policy statement which explains what transport arrangements they consider it necessary to make to help young people of sixth form age to attend school or college. A young person is of sixth form age if they are over compulsory school age but under 19, or began the course they are studying at school or college before their 19th birthday. A young person will be of sixth form age until they finish that course, even if this is after their 19th birthday. This includes students with EHC plans. The statutory transport guidance says, the overall intention of the sixth form age transport duty is to ensure that learners of sixth form age are able to access the education and training of their choice, and if support for access is requested, this will be assessed and provided where necessary. This means that the law gives local authorities the discretion to decide what transport and financial support is necessary. The statutory guidance says that they should give priority to young people with special educational needs and disabilities, or SEND, and vulnerable learners. As the statutory guidance states, when local authorities assess what travel arrangements or financial support may be needed for education or training, they should consider the needs of the most vulnerable or socially excluded. The needs of young people with special educational needs and disabilities should be specifically considered. Some young people with SEND may need additional help with travel arrangements. They may not be able to manage public transport or walk accompanied to their educational setting due to their SEN, disability or mobility issues. And they may have to travel further afield to attend a course suitable for their SEN or their disability. The statutory guidance states, young people should have a reasonable opportunity to choose between the courses available to them at 16 and be supported to access their choices. The statutory guidance continues, journey time also needs to be taken into account. Young people should be able to reach their education or training without incurring such stress, strain or difficulty that they would be prevented from benefiting from the education provided. The guidance is clear that local authorities must also have regard to those who are vulnerable to becoming not in education, employment or training, or NEET, at the age of 16 or 17, or who have already become NEET. These young people should be offered a suitable course of education or training and provided with any transport support that is necessary to enable them to participate. In Suffolk, if you believe your young person will need travel support, you can make a request via Suffolk County Council's Post-16 Travel Application webpage. You can contact the customer service team, and if you are unable to complete the form online, call 0345 606 6173 and someone will complete the form with you. It will be important to provide information about your young person's SEN, disability or any risks around the journey. Evidence might include letters or reports from medical practitioners explaining any health or mobility needs. This could include concerns over the young person's ability to manage a long journey or different bus changes. Supporting evidence may be clear from the needs and provision within an EHC plan. For example, specific sensory and learning difficulties, mobility needs, or concerns around their ability to stay safe. Evidence might also include social care reports or an early help assessment, or minutes from family network meetings, including notes recording any difficulties keeping your child safe. Or evidence might include school risk assessments for school trips. For example, demonstrating your child lacks road safety understanding or struggles to manage social interaction or sensory regulation on buses. The local authority must consider individual circumstances when a request for travel support is made. An offer of support could include either a subsidised bus pass or rail card, independent travel training, a personal travel budget or mileage allowance, or the provision of transport. If you are unhappy about a local authority travel decision, you can appeal within 20 working days of the date of your refusal letter. You will want to show that it would not be reasonably practicable for your child to access educational training without travel arrangements being made. And we have information on our Sendias website which may help you. Local authorities can ask families to contribute to travel costs, even if transport was previously free. For mainstream settings, there may be alternative sources of funding to help. The 16 to 19 bursary can help with educational costs, including transport, if your young person meets the eligibility criteria. The school, college or training provider will be able to tell you of any available bursary and the criteria. Your young person may be doing or planning to do a supported internship or an apprenticeship. If a young person has a physical or mental health condition or a disability, which means they need support to get to and from their work placement, they may be eligible for an Access to Work government grant. This could help with travel from the college to the employer. And we have a separate video explaining this grant which may help you. For young people with an Education, Health and Care or EHC plan, home to school travel would not generally be special educational provision outlined in an EHC plan. As the SEND Code of Practice says, transport should be recorded in the EHC plan only in exceptional cases where the child has particular transport needs. However, the law regards anything which educates or trains as special educational provision. Travel training, which supports the young person to learn the skills necessary to become independent, can be special educational provision outlined in Section F of an EHC plan. Now a word about students aged 19 to 25 years. The statutory guidance says that a local authority must make arrangements for the provision of transport as they consider necessary for adults, in other words those who are aged 19 or over, and relevant young adults with an EHC plan so that they can receive their educational training. This adult duty applies if the young adult started their course after their 19th birthday. The guidance is clear that where the local authority agrees to make arrangements for a young adult, any transport provided must be free of charge. Where the local authority decide not to provide travel arrangements for a young adult, they still have the discretion to pay all or part of the reasonable travelling expenses for the student. Adults who are eligible for social care may also receive help with transport to education as part of their care and support plan. For young adult learners with an EHC plan, their plan may strengthen the argument that travel arrangements are necessary. The local authority has a duty to secure the special educational provision set out in Section F of an EHC plan. The statutory guidance says transport arrangements will need to support commissioning arrangements to ensure that young people have access to the education and training provision that has been commissioned. We have a range of other short videos around preparation for adulthood which may help you and your young person. This video is made by Suffolk Sendias, but every county will have an impartial and confidential SEND information, advice and support service.